there are several, even what's it called, Governor of Anambra, Governor of Abia. We can go on and on. We have persons you can say no. They were in the private sector doing well before they ventured into politics. And so you cannot, like Kalupa say, I know there are corrupt allegations against Senator Kalu, but we cannot do the fact that before he became governor of Abia State, he was doing well in the private sector.
Okay, Mr. Jamala, Mr. Jamala. So, are you saying these allegations that they have made, and allegations and counter allegations? Let me put it that way. Rotimi started. Wike had the right of reply. Are you saying they are not enough for us, to investigate, to ask questions, and broken everything anti-corrupt bodies?
Kalada, the allegations made against Minister Wike by former Minister and Governor Wike and Amaechi deals with his operations as governor of Rivers State, or during the time as chief of staff in Rivers State, where he mentioned that several locations he was given contracts on projects to 50%. Those are activities within the time movement of Rivers State. And that is what a restraining order prevents. So it is difficult to go, even the days of allegations made against the Wike himself Wike by Wike himself. When he was governor of the state, they want to talk about the APAM gas plant and which of these hospitals, Caribbean White Hospital. Those are activities during their term as governor. But for any allegations made against the minister, is dealing at the federal level now. The only any allegations made against Wike and Amaechi during the period he served as the Minister of Minister of Transport. Now, the new allegations that Wike is alleged against the wife of the former Wike and Amaechi. These three identified can be investigated, and if a prima facie case established against them, they can be tried.
Okay. I get you now. The question then is, can you educate us once again, or can you remind us what the perpetual injunction entails? Because you're saying that they are covered individually as long as that period they were governors. So what does the perpetual injunction? Can you quickly tell us before our commercial break?
Now there are two types of injunction in the respect of what we are talking about. We have the interim injunction. We have the interlocutory injunction, and what we call the perpetual injunction. So I've mentioned three, referring to what we are talking about. Interim is giving the rules allow renewable for another
living. We're having instability with the connection. I've got a commercial break,
yes,
right?
The network. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but I have a commercial break, so I'll go for that commercial break, and we will reconnect, you and I. And when we come back, we will focus on this question I just asked you on the perpetual injunction.
Right.
Please do stay tuned.
Thank you.
All right. Then.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You are tuned in to
Nigeria Info. We'll be right
All right, it is 8:35 a.m. Morning Crossfires to show 92.3 Nigeria Info, the radio station, Kaladakuru Batubor in the studio. All right, let's continue with where we left off before that very lengthy commercial break. My guest, Living Jamala, Esquire, and I, we're talking about the EFCC and the options they have given the allegations and counter allegations between the FCT minister and former minister of transportation, both former governors of Rivers State, and allegations of corruption. And we're still talking perpetual injunction because, just in case you've forgotten, in 2007, Justice Buba, retired, gave a perpetual injunction in favor of Rivers State government and Dr. Peter Odili. In 2018, if I remember correctly, the EFCC had gone to the Court of Appeal to ask for a leave to contest the Federal High Court's judgment. And I think that leave was granted. And just in March 2025, March 10, I believe, the Supreme Court had, given a judgment standing in tandem with the Court of Appeal's decision granting leave to the EFCC to contest the perpetual injunction. Now, if that is won eventually, I don't know if that has been won, maybe I'll ask the lawyer eventually, but if that is won by the EFCC, maybe this argument becomes academic, but if it isn't, we still would have to deliberate what are the options of the EFCC given the revelations, or would I say allegations, made on national television. Welcome back, Living Jamala. It's good to have you, Living Jamala. Thank you very much for joining us on the show this morning.
Thank you, Kalada.
It's clearer now. Thank you. All right. So before the break, I was asking you to tell us, what the perpetual injunction entails, just to help remind us of what it means. And you were talking about interim, interlocutory, and perpetual. So can you go to perpetual and what it means?
Okay, perpetual simply means forever.
Okay.
Some persons have argued that it lasts during the lifetime of that the party who is in favor, but the word perpetual simply means it is forever, for eternity, until set aside by Superior Court of Record.
So perpetual is it not just for Dr. Peter Odili as governor, or is it that?
No. It is the account of Rivers State government, Rivers State. So it's not about Peter Odili alone. If you go through the orders, they are specific. The orders, to the extent that do not tamper with the records, try to investigate the accounts of Rivers State or any of its agents.
Interesting.
So it is not about the person of the order would have outlived the tenure of Odili. But Wike and Amaechi came, they tried to be unfortunate about it. They were reminded of that same order. Even in the days of News on Wike, you heard News on Wike crying on national platforms about federal government wanting to use the EFCC against the federal government not being respectful for the rule of law. That until they set aside that order of court, they cannot investigate the accounts of Rivers State government. So I'll wait while you ask other questions. I'm aware EFCC has taken, they have made some moves, and that move, like you rightly read out in your remarks, it was challenged when the Court of Appeal gave the ruling in favor of the EFCC, but challenged to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has also affirmed the position of the Court of Appeal. Now, that coast is not clear for EFCC to appeal
the perpetual injunction.
Yeah. So it is not that the order has been set aside.
Okay.
It is permission. The court has granted EFCC the permission to go ahead to appeal. They were out of time for how many years, and they can't just wake up. But the court said the reasons given by EFCC, they are good enough to allow them to.
So as a lawyer, what other ways can we seek accountability, in Rivers State? What other ways can we seek justice in River State? Do we look towards the House of Assembly? Can the House of Assembly lead the way for a prosecution? Can the president, by the way, we're in a state of emergency right about now. Is there anything the president can do, given, once again, the peculiar system of governance in River State? The law has been set aside in a way. So can we then say, okay, since the law has been set aside, let's look into the books? These are some of the things that I'm wondering. What ways and means can we get justice and accountability in River State, given the allegations made on Thursday, Friday, and even on Saturday by these two gentlemen?
Sometimes in 2011, if my memory serves me right, the then President Goodluck Jonathan enacted or assented to a bill, the Freedom of Information Act.
Okay.
Now, that act gives citizens the opportunity or the right to call for some certain information within government institutions. And those institutions are mandated by law to provide those information. I have been thinking and wondering why the various state governments have not been able to replicate that same law in the various states, so citizens can actually, as a matter of law, not a matter of privilege, ask questions where need be. Now, if you go to Kano have this anti-corruption agency. Whether it is being used rightly or used to pursue perceived political opponents will be a topic for another day. In River State, we do not have freedom of information law. We do not have any anti-corrupt agency set up by the instrument of government. Now, how can we assess or how can we call for accountability? It's difficult in the sense that we live in a political environment where all actions of persons are deemed to be politically motivated or
I guess we lost.
politically sponsored.
Okay, so living basically, you're referring us to the freedom of information. Oh my, we lost the connection there once again. Anyways, I think it's that time when I begin to entertain phone calls and WhatsApp messages. Let's get your thoughts and let's talk. When I reconnect with Levin, I will be able to ask him that question I want to ask him, which is the Freedom of Information Act. If it gives us the ability and gives us the means by which we can ask these questions and say, hey, come give account of your time in office. We want to know how much you spent and where the monies were spent. I will reconnect with Levin in a bit, but the phone lines. So before we get to the phone lines, let's take some messages. Remember, the WhatsApp number is 0809 030 6416. We're live on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH. We're active on X, Nigeria Info PH, and we are very much live on YouTube as well, Nigeria Info PH. Now, on WhatsApp, there is this message. It says, man of the people, which Nigerian politician can swear with the Bible or Quran that he or she has never siphoned public funds? Thank God Ability at Twigbo is asking that question. All right. Living, can you hear me? Hello, Living, can you hear me?
I can get you loud and clear.
All right. So I was asking the question. You mentioned the Freedom of Information Act. And I'm asking, is it something we can deploy as a means to ask for accountability and to ask for, justice, so to say?
No, what I said is that that is an act applicable only to federal institutions.
Okay.
Our states have not been able to domesticate that law. That's what I said.
Okay.
And also made reference to Kano State, where they have these anti-corruption agents.
So how do we get justice then? Do you have any legal answer for
Whether
that?
it is being used rightly or wrongly, it's a question.
Okay. Living, the connection still terrible. I wonder if you can hear me. So I'll just ask you to stay on the line while we try to reconnect yet again. But let's go to the phone lines now. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, and 0817-923-0007. These are the numbers with which you can call me and air your opinions on the show. But you could also use WhatsApp. 0809-030-6416 is the WhatsApp number. Let's get your thoughts and let's get your opinions on this matter. I've got Leighton Barry calling from Bori. Leighton Barry, good morning to you. What is on your mind?
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Leighton Barry.
Yeah. Looking at the discussion so far, I think in this country, we have that culture of not taking things serious. Mostly things that affect the people publicly. I think we are not serious when it comes to that, because what we, the people, expect from government is accountability. And you will also hear when government will come up saying they are carrying out forensic audit, mostly when it concerns to that NDDC issue. And for some time, names were called as regard to that audit carried out. Up till today, as I speak with you, the same person's name that were called are the ones telling Nigerians that the Tinubu government has been crumbled. That is why he do not belong to the government. And here, we are talking about funds looted from the people that were made to carry out projects that will affect the people positively. And we will close our eyes and our knowledge towards this kind of development, and we will take it for granted. I don't understand.
All right.
Now, we are talking about, your guest was talking about Freedom of Information Act that were being passed. How has it been followed? How many people have been speaking out against this act that has been perpetuated towards the people of Niger Delta?
All right.
Okay, the former state governor instituted an order, a court order, that nobody should investigate the financial status of anybody found capable of whatever financial weight in the River State. And yet, they allow it to go till this year.
All right, Leighton Barry, I would have to move on. Your point noted. JJ from Rumigbo, welcome. What's on your mind, please? Straight to the point.
Yeah, Canada,
quickly.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Sorry, Canada.
Go ahead.
This perpetual injunction is only for River State, right?
Yeah.
How come all these other ones and doesn't even cover their spouses? Am I right?
No, it doesn't.
Fine. So how? This one will come and annoy that so person. So son. It has become GO son and GO wife and all those. I don't get it. So if I'm not fit touch room, I'm not going to touch ground. So that I don't understand, because this was the same time. I remember Tony Prince-Will there, Tony GTV Prince-Will, where he was saying that this thing is just like two dogs barking, one essential and one pit bull or something, that when they come out, there's no barking, they're fighting. As soon as they go back to the cage, everybody back. They've been there for 2013. If I bring out this information, you will be in jail. This one will say, I bring out no information, nothing. Hi, God, I beg you. So for me, I think we are just watching Boju and nothing will happen.
All right, Jay just says nothing is happening, but let's listen to Good News, who's calling from Mile 3. Good News, good morning to you. Welcome.
Good morning, my brother, man.
Yeah.
Quick one.
Yeah.
Let me start by saying that the first issue discussed was about the two former governors. And I want to categorically state with that mission was that the FCC minister has made a very big lies that the wife of the governor, former governor, or the governor, former governor Amaechi is corrupt. Why do I say so? When he was the governor, he probed into the government of Amaechi, and he brought out white paper. He sent Livingston Weche to go to Senate to stop Amaechi from being a minister because he was corrupt. And in that interview, in the red chambers, Amaechi brought the white papers and said, with due respect, Mr. Senate President, Saraki was Senate President, can I lay it on the table for reading that there's nowhere I was indicted in this document? Okay, let's leave that for Amaechi. Then Wike, who alleged, what custom between him and Livingston Wike? He was the one to say, let us prosecute these people. If they truly want to say the truth, he couldn't prosecute them because it was not truth. So why coming now to tell us that Amaechi
is it that he refused to, or it was not truth? Which is it? Because there could be several factors for why the prosecution did not happen.
He was alleged. After bringing what according to him that the man was indicted, why didn't he probe him and take him down?
All right.
Why didn't he take him to court? All right. As he talks, takes and go to charge to court.
But all of those charges were dropped as well. So could it have been a political arrangement?
All he did, the minister was barbaric.
All right. Good news. Thank you. Moving on. Emeka from Elele, turn off your radio set. It's noisy in the background. Welcome on the show. Quickly, your thoughts.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, very clear. Can I get your thoughts then?
Yes. Okay. My name is Emeka, calling from Elele.
I already know that.
My dear brother, we are so disappointed on EFCC. They should please, I'm calling for federal government to scrap EFCC.
But we've been told by the lawyer that it's not entirely the EFCC's fault because they're barred from investigating the books of River State, the account books.
Can you listen to me?
I'm trying to.
I'm going somewhere now. Since the history of EFCC, they have never prosecuted any person. They are just there to make money.
You cannot say they have not prosecuted anybody. There are people who have been.
But can you tell me one of the ex-governors?
Okay, so you're talking about politicians now.
They prosecuted that is in jail now.
Okay.
Kala, I'm asking you.
There was former governor of Plateau State. There was former governor of. I think there were about 2 governors who were prosecuted.
No. You are still thinking.
No. They were pardoned. They were pardoned by former President Buhari. I'm not thinking. I just can't remember their names on the spot.
There is no any person.
But I've just given you 2 names. I can't remember the names on the spot, but they were pardoned by the former president. I've just given you 2 names. But you cannot blame that on the EFCC.
Because they are partner in crime.
Anyways, thank you, Emeka. Moving on. Living, let's come back to you. The network was unstable. I wonder if, I think I've lost connection with Living as well. Living is on his way to court, so I'm just going to take one more call. 92.3 Nigeria Info, good morning to you.
I understand that there is so much more would have been spent on that. What is documented?
But while I agree with it when it comes to the time in office, as themselves and says, only that I now spent money that were entrusted to me by Rivers people. You are talking based on assumption as well.
No. Yes, so we can accuse this.
An assumption. Exactly my point. An assumption. An assumption it is.
There's a forensic investigation
that is
lying down fallow on the table of the federal government.
And I've agreed with you on that. But Chima, I'm asking you, should there not be a forensic, report lying somewhere on the River State government between 2007?
In the hands of the federal governor, let him come and do it now.
Okay.
We don't know what they have done that has been done already.
Okay. All right.
Do not forget that sometimes, some years ago, that Timothy Sirif, the then local government chairman, one time accused the same duty of extorting all local governments in Rivers State.
Accusing. It's an accusation.
Yes, I said accusation.
Chima, I would have to stop you at this point. I do have a commercial. I want to talk some more, but I do have a commercial. And on that note, I would have to say goodbye for today. But let's do this again tomorrow.
The show continues after this break on Nigeria Info.